Hey, what's going on, everyone? And welcome back to another episode of Just My Opinion. Guys, we are talking Love is Blind, Season 7. If you have no idea what this show is about, singles who want to be loved for who they are, rather than what they look like, have signed up for a less conventional approach to modern dating. Guys, I'm gonna let you know this is going to be spoiler filled, okay? I'm gonna spoil this up, down, left, right, in, and out, as if you've already seen these first 6 episodes. That is your warning. And if you love what I have to say, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Help me reach my next milestone of 75,000 subscribers. Now, when it comes to the Love is Blind series that is on Netflix, I saw the first season and then maybe the third or fourth. Saw maybe an episode or two of season 6, but I'm all in for episode 7. And I don't know why I just never tuned into all the previous seasons, but they all are pretty good, the ones that I've seen so far. But with this season 7, who is your favorite character so far? Who is your favorite couple? I will go ahead and say right now that my favorite couple is Marissa and Ramses. Ramses and Marissa. I think they are just a perfect match made in heaven. They're very cute together. I love the chemistry between them when they first met. When Ramses proposed in the pod, the way they just came together, the way that Marissa looked like, oh my God, you're just so gorgeous. That was adorable. I loved it. And man, it was so many cringe-worthy moments in the show, and we're definitely going to be talking about most of them. But out of all the couples, I like all of them for the most part. At one point in time, I thought all of them had a chance to make it. And it's crazy. And I know everybody's going to be talking about Leo. Leo is a loser. Him and Britney and Leo, and that whole love triangle with Hannah, that was hilarious. Like, Leo is one of the wackest people that I've seen in a long time. And it's not just because of the lack of social or people skills. It's just the ego, the arrogance, him just not wanting to lose this so-called contest that just really grinds my gears and gets under my skin. You having Hannah crying back and forth in the pod, confusing her, sending mixed signals, and you already made your mind up. You were just mad that she moved on and found somebody else. You wanted to be in control, but you was not in control. And actually, I'm getting too far deep. We're gonna talk about Leo. We're gonna talk about Hannah and that whole escapade, but I just wanna back up and just talk about the couples that made it. Also, just actually overall, I really do like the diversity in this show. I know in the past, people have complained that there were not enough Black people and or not enough people of color. I did not see every season or pay attention to the cast to see if that's true or not, or just the process. It could be on purpose. It could be accident, coincidence, anything. I'm not really sure. I haven't done my research, but I will say here that there is a vast majority of all different colors in this cast. And I do like, you got some Blacks, you got some whites, you got some in-betweens, and all of that good stuff. But going back to what I was saying, Ramses and Marissa is my favorite couple. My second favorite couple will probably have to go to Garrett and Taylor, Taylor and Garrett. It's just something, I mean, that was the first couple that we saw in episode 1, to where they just matched like this. We're like, okay, I said match like this. They just matched like this, and you just knew that they were going to be together. I even like at the end of these first 6 episodes how they were playing in bed. I mean, again, just seemed like a match made in heaven. I really do love it. And also the way that Taylor kind of challenged Garrett as well, like, hey, will you be my girlfriend in the pod? And she said no. You have 2 more hours to convince me. And this whole concept is crazy in on itself. You know, you proposing to somebody, saying that you love them, and you've never seen this person before. You don't know what they look like. You don't know if they're gonna like what you look like. You don't know if y'all have any physical chemistry or anything like that, and you're proposing. So for her to throw him a little challenge like, oh no, you're gonna have to work just a little bit harder if you want to get this. And I really do like that. Everybody likes a challenge. No one likes something that is just, you know, too easy. And it's just not a challenge. It's just, you know, you appreciate something that you work for, and men especially feel that way. So I thought it was a very, very nice touch of how he sent the flowers into the woman's quarters. I believe it was sunflowers, put a little note, also put the little elementary game that we've all played. Hey, you know, he said some nice words, nice poems, all of that. Will you be my girlfriend? Circle yes and no. And Taylor and I believe Monica were there together, you know, embracing that moment together. I thought it was wonderful. I really did like that. And so Taylor and Garrett, they are my favorite couple. And like the way they was playing in bed towards the end when he was like, hey, I have to sleep with tape on my mouth. And the way that she pulled the tape and like, she's like, that was cute. I like that. That was like, okay, this is what's up right here. I have a ton of confidence in them. I also have a ton of confidence in Marissa and Ramsey's too. I just want to jump back. At first, I was a little nervous. And I will be honest with you, I like Ramsey's. He's unique. He got style. He got flavor. He has his own unique thing going on. More power to you, my brother. His hairstyle, like it's like a mohawk with a fade, and then he got the curls, but then he got the two braids, so twists coming down. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't rock nothing like that, but he's doing it like a G, and I like it. And he is a bit feminine though. He is a bit feminine, but hey, Marissa likes it. He's masculine enough for her. You know what I'm saying? So what do I know? But at first glance, I was just saying to myself, okay, I don't know if he's gonna make it. He seems a little bit feminine. I don't think he's gay, but he just seems a little bit feminine. Now, is there anything wrong with being feminine? In my opinion, no, it's not. But in my experience, I have never met a woman in my entire life that wants to get married and settle down, start a family with a man that is not masculine, with a man that is not feminine. And when I say masculine, I don't mean so macho chick, walking around like this. And I know I'm exaggerating a ton because nobody walk. Well, you have a few select people that walk around stupid like that. But for the most part, I think y'all know what I'm talking about. But hey, right now, Ramsey's is clapping cheeks. Those cheeks are nice. He seems like he's having a good time. And, I always feel like in these situations, and dating in general, I just feel that if the male is supposed to lead, because there has to be a leader, whether it's the man or the woman, that's up to that individual couple. And me, I think it should be, if I am in a relationship, I'm the male, I am going to lead the relationship. And most women want to be led. That's not, sometimes that gets lost in translation with the way people communicate and things of that nature. But most women want to be led by a man that is, worth leading, that knows what he's doing. And so when in those situations, I feel that the woman should always be wanting the man slightly more. And in Ramsey's and Marissa's case, that is very, very apparent right there, up and down, left, right, in and out. Now, we also have to talk about Monica and Steven and Monica. I like them too. I think they're a dope-ass couple. They do look good physically together. I loved everything that they had throwing at us from the very, very beginning. I even like Steven. I mean, he was saying that he voted for Trump back in the day, and I'm just like, oh my God, we're not Trump supporters over here or any of that mess. But I was just like, oh man. But the fact that he was honest and open and was just like, hey, I will keep it real with you. At the time, I didn't do the research. I didn't do my homework. I did vote for Trump, but I hated the way that he ran the office. And then the next time he said he voted for Biden, I can respect that. He also said that he was labeled as a cheater in the past, and he has been cheated on as well. The fact that he's been upfront and honest and very transparent, I can always respect that. People grow, people mature, people get older, and more wisdom, comes to them and all of that. And that seems like it's the case with Steven too. He just, seems like a decent guy. I like him, and I really do like him for Monica. Monica is very, very attractive as well. There's a number of attractive women in this show, all different shapes and sizes. I like my women slim. I like my women thick. And I like them all in between. I like them dark. I like them light skinned, yellow, and all them. I like all colors of the rainbow. You know what I'm saying? Just being honest with you. And I'm taking a step away from Steven and Monica, going back to Taylor and Garrett, since I was just talking about race. I also like the fact that she did not let him know what her race was. Now, I don't remember if there was any dialogue coming from her that she has some dramatic past or somebody made fun of her or her race, or she had identity issues. And me personally, I just feel like I can only date a black woman. I do find other women in other races attractive, but a black woman will always understand me the most out of any woman of any race, and I will always understand black women more. So that's just what I want to do. Another thing is why I would only want to marry a black woman is I don't want a mixed race child, not because there's anything wrong with that, because there's nothing wrong with a mixed race person. Nothing is wrong with that at all. But in my experience, every time I have met somebody of mixed race, no matter what the races are, they've always had some type of identity issues. This is just stuff that they've told me, that they just, information that they volunteered. I didn't go around, hey, how does it feel to be a mixed race person? Never, 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 never done that ever. It's just like, I've ever since I was in the second grade, I remember this was my first conversation ever having this. Just like, yeah, I don't really know what race I belong to. I've never felt really accepted by this group. I've never really felt accepted by this group. Dating has always been this. My parents have always taught me this and not like this and that. And so the child, the person, they can't control who their parents are. And because of that, because I have experienced that, I'm just like, okay, that's just something that I don't want to do to the child. So when I was watching this show, when I was watching Taylor just kind of talk about her race and, kind of, I don't want to say being sensitive about it, but being secretive about it, these are the things that just came to my mind. And it's just also interesting. I am watching this show on the outside looking in, judging these people, critiquing them, everything that they do in and out. When I'm yelling at the screen like, why would you do that, man? You need to be more smooth. You need to be more charming. You need to be more confident, blah, 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 blah. I've made some of these same mistakes at times in my life, or probably still do, and we all do to some degree. But man, it is entertaining to sit back and analyze it. But going back to Monica and Steven, he was saying that he is Nigerian and he said Nigeria and Ghanaian, that's part of his ancestry. And I've never done that myself. If you guys have, done your ancestry.com and gotten your nationality and all of that, let me know in the comment section below, and what your experience was like. And if you're feeling what I'm saying so far, also guys, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Let's see how many subscribers I can get off of this video, because this is a great season. But I do like Steven as far as all that's concerned, and I like Monica too. She was talking about how she has a type, and all of the men that she usually dates in the past are, somewhat hot and very, very attractive. And she's very, very attractive as well. I mean, I don't mind somebody, always going after looks. My thing is, you just have to be what you're looking for. If you want somebody hot and attractive and that's fine and fit, you need to be hot, attractive, fine, and fit. If you want somebody that's got some money, you got to have some money. If you want somebody that knows how to communicate well, you got to know how to communicate well, and so on and so forth. So, they like, people are like, it seems like they're like beating themselves up throughout this show because, like, everything I've done in the past has been wrong. And it's just, well, dating is hard for everybody. This is an extreme right here. This is an extreme. Well, I will say now at this point, I will say one criticism of the show, something that I would like them to do better. And I may have to eat my words when I watch this full season to determine if they really do it or not, because I can't remember, is I do want more from the guests that did not find a match. Like, I think the first episode, you should get at least 30 to 60 seconds of every contestant, whether they're interacting with somebody in a pod in the male or female quarters, or they're in the confessing booth. 30 to 60 seconds. And we did get to see a lot of people that didn't make it in various roles throughout this show, but I just still wanted to see more, just because I just want a vast amount of characters to look at, and also just for the eye candy. Ashley W. Ashley, she said W stands for wedding, I think. She was in the first episode. She was one of the dark girls, and she had braids. From what I remember, she was attractive, and I kind of wanted to see more of her. There was some other white lady, and I don't remember her name, but I do remember I like how she sat up. She had very, very nice posture, and I think she was some type of athlete or something like that. I think her name, Katie Bollinger, is her name. That's her real name. I downloaded all the cast photos right here, and she was very, very attractive. Let me try to see if I can make you guys see this picture. Yeah, her. I did like her. Okay, this is Bodan. Okay, Bodan. We got his name up there. Now, Bodan, he was also in the pod with Marissa, and I did not want her and Marissa. I did not want him and Marissa to get together. I'm very glad with what happened with Bodan. The first introduction to this character right here, he came across super duper insecure as well to me, because he was like, oh, people just think that I got a job and I'm spoiled and I'm this. I'm like, man, this is the first time we meet you, bro, and you saying all these crazy things about yourself. Now this is Dylan. I think I remember seeing her one time. I think in episode 1 at the very beginning, she was like, "I've never been in a relationship, only situationships." And y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. We got Britney right here. My goodness gracious, she was like, "Oh yes, I'm a trophy wife, okay." And she ended up being with Leo, but man, she did not end up being with Leo. Britney, I liked her, but I did not like her because she just seemed like an airhead. But I did not like her arrogance. She was like, "Oh, usually I could just seduce men with my eyes." And I guess if that's men of a certain type, men like Leo, because he thought that she was drop dead gorgeous, to each your own. You know what I'm saying? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Now, I'm not saying that Britney is not an attractive woman at all. I'm not saying that she's trash or ugly or anything. No, I'm not here to say anything negative about it. She's not my cup of tea, but she may be your cup of tea. But man, my goodness gracious, the whole thing between Hannah, Leo, and Britney was crazy. Leo is insane. Leo is a weirdo. Leo, I do not like Leo at all. Like, this guy is just ridiculous. He is the worst. I spoke on him earlier, and bro, you just did not want to lose. And the thing about it is, super duper insecure. Now you lead in every conversation like, "Yeah, I inherited this amount of money," and that, and it's real, real sad too, how he lost his grandmother, he lost his grandfather, his stepmother and stepfather, all of them got cancer, and he inherited all that money. And I'm just like, damn. But man, just things that you should keep private is your relationship, your money, and your next move. And he just telling any and everybody like, "Hey, I got a whole bunch of money, this and that. I can make it rain. I can do this. I'm worried that you're just gonna like me for my money and not just me." Like, don't even bring that up. Don't even bring that up. Like, you, in my opinion, and I'm definitely not a relationship expert, I want to say you should not be talking about money with your significant other as far as like expressing how much y'all make and until y'all are going to get married. Like, especially, after y'all are engaged. Now, if you're in a relationship or something like that, I don't know. I'm, y'all can let me know. Hey, do you let your partner know how much you're making after 6 months, after a year, after 2 years, or do you never discuss this until somebody proposes to the other person and wedding plans are about to be made? Now, at that point, I think y'all definitely do need to talk about it. But this dude leading with all of his money, man, that was just annoying as hell. And I hated the way that he was trying to play Hannah. Like, you knew you was gonna go to Britney. You knew that, and Hannah and Nick D were gonna be together. But you just got mad that Hannah beat you to it. "Oh my God, Hannah, no, like, really? But I want to be with you, Hannah. I love you. And I was going to tell you this and this date right here, but you just beat me to it and I don't know what to do. I just thought we was a team and we was going to make a decision together. Like, is this set in stone, Hannah? Like, have y'all really talked about this and really determined on what you want to do with your future and how you want to move forward? Because I love you." Man, this dude needed his ass whooped. That was the most annoying, one of the most cringe-worthy things that I have seen in quite some time. I'm just like, what the crap is going on? This guy sucks big time balls, and it was just disgusting. I didn't like it at all, and just a super loser going around talking about his Rolex and all this, asking Hannah to go back and talk to Britney on your behalf. What? Like, come on, who does this? This is junior high school level behavior type stuff. You know what I'm saying? And you are here like embarrassing yourself on Netflix television. I don't know, man. I've dropped the ball and fumbled a time or two in my life, but never to this degree right here. I mean, have some type of dignity, but that's just me. That's just me. You guys can definitely let me know what you think. And another thing I'm liking about this show is I'm laughing when they're having all these back and forths in between the pod and they're playing all of this dramatic music. Dun, 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 dun. It's just like some epic disaster Avengers movie or something. And then the way that Britney read the poem back to Leo, like, "I feel like I'm your second choice. And, I don't think this is going to work out." I was just like, man, that is just freaking hilarious. How he's over there flailing and stuff all on this couch. And I thought they was going to break it off. I didn't think it was going to work out, and it ended up, it didn't. And we can go ahead and finish that right there. But Leo was whack. But man, you got to be able to read the room. When they finally met, when Leo and Britney met, wow. I mean, how can you not tell that she was uncomfortable? He's like, "I love you. I don't feel comfortable saying that back yet. Well, hey, we don't have to force anything. Dude, you're like hovering over her like you're a symbiote or something. Like that was just really, she's like scared, like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. I don't want to say I love you. Oh my God. Like, and he just like, yeah, baby. Yes, you're hot. Oh my God, you're so hot. That was awful. That was awful. That's some of the worst stuff that I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'm not exaggerating, man. I mean, and to be honest with you, those moments between most people was very, very awkward. It was not awkward between Ramses and Marissa. It was awkward between Steven and Monica, though. Even though I do like them, that was awkward. I was not sure because she kept whispering like, "Oh my God!" Like she seemed really happy at first, but when they was sitting on the bench, it did seem a bit weird. Now, it also did seem weird a bit between Hannah and Nick D and Hannah. I did not think that they was going to make it, even though I do like Hannah. Hannah at the same time is very insecure. She's getting on my nerve just a little bit, just talking about, oh my God, I think you want like a Victoria's Secret model. Now, actually, I will give her some credit too, because I don't remember Nick D saying this like, hey, I can't wait to see you in the bathing suit or a two-piece, but if he did say that, I can kind of understand where Hannah's coming from. But Hannah, she said she lost 40 pounds. That's great. Keep doing what you're doing. Hannah's not my type, but she's not built like a walrus or nothing like that, or a sack of trash. She's okay, and I'm not sure where Hannah and Nick D are going to end up. I'm really, really back and forth with them. But when they first met up, when that was just awkward as hell. They just was not feeling each other. They both were disappointed. And I feel sorry for Hannah more than I do Nick, because I understand a woman does not want to date a man that is smaller than her. There is nothing wrong with that. I mean, the only time I think it is right for a woman to judge a man based on their height is if the woman is taller than him. That is the only, and not just judge him, but a valid reason for dismissing somebody or not accepting their advances, if that's the only reason. And the reason why I say that is I'm pretty sure some of you that are watching this have also seen the show on Instagram or social media called Pop the Balloon. You had chicks on there dismissing guys saying that was too short when they were 6'1" and 6'3". And it's like, wait a minute, how many 6'1" and 6'3" guys and up do you think exist in the world? That is not an average height, you know what I'm saying? I'm 5'10", 5'11", and I'm securing so that's just dumb. But anyway, Hannah is bigger than Nick, and so I don't blame her for not being attractive. And plus, he was talking about how he didn't play in the NFL, but he was a football player, the XFL, CX, I don't remember the leagues, but y'all know what I'm talking about. And so you would imagine, okay, a football player, he's going to be pretty big, and so he's either the same size as Hannah or smaller, but I just don't know if they're going to work. Now, it was a bit sketchy at first. However, when they were outside at nighttime and I think she had on a red swimsuit, and he was talking about, no, she asked him, hey, will you get a tattoo of my name on you? He was like, oh, fuck no, I'm not doing that. That was a great moment between them. They were vibing, they were kicking it, they was having fun. I really did like that. That was dope, that was cool. However, the next day, when he was riding the duck or the goose or the animal, that whole thing was cringe. First of all, I don't know why he would want to go over there and ride. That was just stupid. That was cringe. It just seemed like he just wanted to do that. Like, oh, I just want to do this because you don't want me to. And I mean, she was talking about, I want to get the ick. Like, that was just random as hell. And then the other woman that came to ride with him, she just saw the cameras. So she just want to be on film. She just want to be noticed. But that was that was not right for Nick to do that. That was crazy. And they end up like beefing. He was like, let's just call it quits. I was like, damn, is it over with? Because I think that was his second time about to leave, because he almost left the pod and never came back too. So this dude be really trying to call it quits sometime. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if Hannah and Nick D are going to make it. You guys let me know what you think as far as them are concerned. Now, this guy, David, he didn't talk much. I barely remember him. We also have Nick Dorka, of course, that's Nick D, who I was just talking about right there. His clothes, I like sometimes I don't. Now, Tamar, he only, spoke a few times. I'm not really feeling the red on red like that, but hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure some people out there that like it. It's just not, you know, my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? Now we have Ashley A right here. She is with our boy Tyler. And I like Tyler. I like Tyler. He's showing his insecurities too. But I like them together. I think they're going to make it. I think they're going to have a good time together. You know, I will say this. You know, I was laughing when they finally met in not Miami, in Mexico. She was talking about how she was celibate or abstinent. And I was just like, the look that he had on his face, he was so disappointed. And Ashley, my sister, you know, I got nothing but love for you, but this is just one of those things that you just don't do. Basically, she was just saying, in my opinion, how I came across is, yeah, I used to kind of sleep around a lot or just give myself to men early on, and it not ended up working out, and, you know, I ended up by myself. That's basically what she was saying, you know, AKA ran through, or maybe not, just that she's just too trusting. And the look that Tyler had on his face was like, oh no, he was like, yeah. And it's like, the look he had on his face, like, man, are you a Charlotte or something like that? I don't know, but that's just the way it came across. Now, me personally, I will never, ever, ever ask a woman what her body count is. That's just dumb. There are a lot of stupid, dumb things in the world. And asking a woman what her body count is one of those things. I think maybe the last time I asked somebody that, maybe I was 20 or 21 years old. And at the time, the only reason I asked is because they was already volunteering information about all of their past sexual conquests. And I'm just like, well, shit, how many people have, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. But the thing is, I will never ask. You will never know the real answer. No one is going to tell you. Most people lose count anyway. That's just lame and insecure to ask that. Now, on the flip side, while I feel that, you know, you should never ask that, women, please just don't volunteer the information as well. Having a conversation about sex is one thing, but just volunteering information like, or hey, I want to have a sex bucket. No, I have a sex bucket list before I get married. Just one of the things you should never tell a guy that you're interested in, you know, but just I'm not going to ask. So it's kind of like I don't ask, don't tell, but that's just what I was thinking, you know, when I was watching the scene right here. He was disappointed. He's not going to say anything, but, you know, just, you can just be like, hey, I want to wait till marriage or till I'm in a serious committed relationship and leave it at that. You don't got to be like, oh, because I did this and this in the past. And, you know, but I still like them as a couple. I want them to win. I really did like all of their engagement in the pod. It was cute. The way that they was crying and everything. We got to really know Tyler and his childhood and how he didn't have much, and his mom they had to put the mattresses together and try to gather all the heat together, and his mom was working all these shifts, and he was around 9 years old. I liked all that. That was cool. Nice, you know, touching moments. He's very emotional. He is nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But, you know, but I don't, at certain point in times, I don't know if she really likes him or not. You know, I understand that she's not trying to get physical right now, but at the pool, it just seemed like she was forcing it a little bit. I could be wrong. But, you know, you guys let me know. So I don't think they had sex. Now, Hannah and Nick D did have sex, and I want to go back to them because even before they did, she made a comment and was like, you know, hey, I like being horizontal. And I'm like, Nick D, ain't that an invitation for you right there? Does this slide on in? What are you doing, man? Don't miss out on this opportunity. But they ended up having sex anyway. Now, we also have Miss Alexandra right here, Miss Alex, and she is with Tim. Tim and Alex and Tim. And I definitely don't think they're going to make it. I just do not like Tim. He just seems very, very childish to me. He seems very, very immature. At the very beginning, when we met him, he's like, oh, you know, my ex, she didn't like this shirt, and I wanted to buy it just out of spite. And then him keep on talking about, I got the dog in me, a dog, wolf, dog. That is so annoying. Stop it. Your girl, your lady, your fiance, Alice, keeps telling you over and over, like, babe, please stop doing that. That is annoying. That is cringeworthy. I do not like it. It is not a turn on. It is a turn off. Please stop it. But he just won't stop. He just won't stop. And I'm just like, man, what the hell is going on? Now, brother does look good in the suit. And I think, you know, I mean, they do look good together. It just, if they wasn't talking, you know, but I just don't know if they're going to make it, you know. And what happened at the very end? They just got into it. They just started arguing. Like, they was at the party, at the pool gathering in episode 6. And then he went over and the women interrogated him. He was like, that's it. and then it goes to other people, and then the next thing you know, he's going into her room, and they're talking about an argument. She covered up his mouth, and he apologizing and disrespect, and you didn't hear me. And I'm just like, whoa, where did this come from? Why didn't we see that footage? I even went back to look at it like, did I miss something? Like, you know, that I fall asleep? I don't know. I don't know what happened or why we didn't get to see that part. But that was very, very interesting right there. But I don't think they're going to make it, though. I mean, he was talking about her going back to Augusta, you know, to visit the family and all that. But I will say, I did feel sorry for his backstory as well. When him talking about his older sisters and they died, and how he has both of their rings around his neck. I was like, oh man, that's very touching right there. And so, you know, that's when I started to like him in the pod. But he just started being childish after that and immature with this dog. That dog stuff was annoying as hell. Like, I just don't know why he kept doing that. I wanted him to stop, and he just wouldn't stop. He just kept going. So we're going to see what turns out between them. Now, again, I talked about Marissa a lot. I really do like her. I like her style. I like her dress, like the body, like the hair. I like everything about her. Ramses is winning right now. Okay, so Ramses, do not drop the ball. I'm glad that she went with Ramses and not Bodan. This woman right here, Miss Tara, I only seen her talk like one time. I don't remember much of her. I love Taylor. You know, she got a super flat stomach. Well, a lot of them do. But yeah, I don't even really know her race, but I do like Taylor. There's just something really soft and sweet and innocent about her. Same with Marissa too. But yeah, Marissa and Taylor are two of my favorites in the show. I do not remember Yenny, if she had any speaking parts or not. She's very, very attractive though, but you guys can let me know if y'all remember her. Now we got Ramses right here again. Been talking about him, you know, not my style, but hey, the brother is doing it and he is winning right now. So no hate to him, no hate to him. Of course, we talked about Steven. You know, I like the belt and the shoes matching up right here. I like Steven. We talked about him. Garrett, we talked about him. I like Garrett the physicist. I remember in episode 1 where he was in the pod with Britney, she was like, oh my God, I need to go to school and use my calculator, because if you saw the way that I spell physicist, you would be running out of the room. You know, that was just kind of funny to me right there as well. Jason, I don't remember Jason. I don't remember Jason at all. He probably didn't have nothing to say. And Tim. I don't like Tim. This is the shirt that we was talking about. Leo, one of the wackest dudes on the planet right here. And I don't remember David. And of course, we talked about Nick D and all of these gentlemen right here. But again, I just want to talk about Leo and Britney real quick again. That was just funny. They didn't even make it. The producers just like, you know, hey, we don't want y'all going forward. They took their own trip to Miami and then broke up their engagement weeks later. I cannot wait to see what happens during the reunion. I think that's going to be hilarious. I really can't wait. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next episode, but I really am excited about this show, guys. I really am. I will talk more about episodes 7, 8, and 9 next week when it comes out. And this was 6 episodes. I never covered 6 episodes of one show at a time. So this was a lot. My breakdown next week will probably be even longer. I'll just try to condense everything into this video. But guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy this video, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Help me reach 75K. I got a long way to get there, but you got to do it one subscriber at a time. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment below, share the video, all that good stuff. And before you go, guys, don't forget that I'm B. Avery. That's just my opinion. Peace out, and I'll see you next time.